Morning, folks. I'm still struggling with my throat. It's horrible. I got tonsillitis, I think, and it's sore. It's hurting, so I'm feeling as tender as I can feel. But we're out here drilling. We're out here putting some spring wheat in. Yeah, got the old Vernistat on the go. One of them new ones we see the other day would be lovely. Get me one of them organised, Joe, for winter campaign next year. That'd be mega. They do look a smart bit of kit now compared to what my old thing is like. I mean, this used to spend its life being dragged around by an FW30, I think it was. So it had a life before we got it. But yeah, now we're putting spring wheat on. We're putting it on at 220 kilos a hectare. Kind of straight into some stubble that was burnt off in the autumn last year, and then some that we left the middle of the field because we thought we were going to put it in a scheme. But all these schemes that the government want us to like take up, greening schemes and stuff, they're all a waste of time. So it'd be nice for you lot to let me know what you think of that. I mean, we're a small farm with rents and mortgages, and those schemes and grants and everything that are out at the minute just seem like they're all for the rich. Well, I don't say rich, let's say big farms that really don't need any more grants, you know. They've all got housing money and stuff like that they're selling bits of land off for houses and doing really well for themselves. So they seem to be getting a double hit of it. So this is going to get to the point where we lose all our family farms at some point, just because the government don't have a clue. They don't seem to have a clue what's going on. They just somebody come out of university in charge of things, and they know what they're doing because they've got life experience and stuff. They know exactly what they're doing, but they ain't got a clue. As far as I can work out, all these grants and schemes and stuff are totally pointless. Totally pointless. You know, how about paying us a little bit to grow food? Because we're not getting enough money for food at the minute. Fertiliser costs have gone up, like seed costs have all gone up because the wheat price has gone up and stuff. So, yeah, times need to change. I see lots of other YouTubers and stuff are all having a rant at George Houston, is it? Useless? What's his last name? I want to call him George Useless. I can't be disrespectful. Yeah, it just seems like he ain't got a clue. Not a clue. You know, give us some money for. Well, we don't want free money. All right, we want to look after the environment, so we can do that by getting a fair price for our food, and then putting like pheasant strips in and cover crops in and stuff in the winter time and things for the sheep to eat. And if you've got cover crops in, that'll keep the food source for the bees longer into winter and stuff like that, you know. So it's doable. It's so easy. It can be so easy, you know. I want to put a little woodland in just because I think it would be nice to wander through a woodland and see all the birds, and I can go out there and feed all the birds. Not so much just for pheasants and partridges and stuff, but for everything, you know. Farmers are in charge of conservation and not wildlife experts. Wildlife experts don't seem to have a clue. You got the likes of Chris Packham and people like that keep releasing all these predators into the environment, and they're not really thinking about the consequences of that release. Hedgehogs, for one, you know, keep releasing badgers, and you like badgers, then you're not going to have any hedgehogs. And I'd much rather put like a strip in for hedgehogs and try and get a hedgehog strip going on down the side of one of my fields than I would have loads of badgers, that's for sure, digging up the field everywhere. But there's another thing that they're trying to ban Roundup. Well, as far as I know, Roundup is as safe as can possibly be. If you're treating something to 1,000 times daily dose, which is what they have been doing, and it's the same as what they were doing with the bees and the seed treatment, you know, it's going to kill the bees. If you're subjecting something to ridiculously high dose rate, then it is going to kill them off. But I'll spin the camera around in a minute, and you can see the difference between having glyphosate and not having glyphosate. And then I can leave it up to you, really. I mean, I have been and round up this grassy bit that I'm now drilling. I mean, it is rough, but the rougher it is, it'll all die down. The rougher it is, the less my soil's going to blow away. So there you go, folks. you can see the difference between having glyphosate and not having glyphosate. My field finishes over there somewhere, and this bit in here has had glyphosate on it last autumn. Nice stale seed bed. You know, we're on some scoops now anyway, so it's a lovely day out there, but it's a shame. I feel horrible. So yeah, you can see the difference between having glyphosate and not having glyphosate. And I sprayed around the outside of this field with what I had left over, and you can see the difference. If we lose glyphosate, then I'm going to have to do far more tillage. I'm going to have to come over here and pull the field around in September, which costs far more time and diesel than it does to spray the field off. And then this field's just been left since harvest last year. Yeah, just, you know, one dose of glyphosate and I've got a stale seed bed. As where that takes me probably half an hour to spray this field, and it took me nearly just 100 litres of Roundup to kill this whole field off. And I think there is 13 hectares in this field. So yeah, you can see how dead the outside is, and then in the middle of the field it's as green as grass. So yeah, I mean, it takes me half an hour to spray the field, 100 litres of Roundup, which at the time was quite cheap. You know, it's not cheap now. As where it would take me 4 hours and 200 litres of diesel to come and pull this field around. And then I'd have to get it germinating after harvest. So I'd pull it around somehow after harvest. So that's one cultivation. And then once it had greened up again, I'd have to cultivate it again to kill all the weeds off, and then I would have to drill it. So potentially back to the old ways of ploughing and combination drilling, really, rather than just direct drilling straight into stubble like we're doing now. I'm straight in. I know, sorry, my window's dirty. But yeah, we're drilling straight into last year's stubble. So you can see the difference now. Look, massive difference between that bit over here and this lot here that didn't have any glyphosate. So I hope you all get behind the British farmers. We're not doing it to try and kill everyone off. You know, glyphosate is as safe as, I mean, we've been using it for the last 50 years nearly. So, and I don't know anyone that's died of Roundup poisoning. Case in America, but that was a total fictitious case, if you ask me. The bloke smoked like 100 roll-ups a day. He went spraying with no mask or respirator on or anything like that, and then tried to blame people for, you know, you don't have your, if you're going out spraying glyphosate or any chemicals or whatever, you just take all precautions. And he'd been doing it for about 60 years. I mean, the bloke was about 85 years old, so, and he tried to blame glyphosate, but chemicals are not dangerous to the environment or dangerous to you used in a safe manner. Let's put it like that. I would say, I just don't understand it. But there you go. I'm not in charge of this, so I can only have a little rant about it and ask your opinion. I hope everyone's got an opinion. I don't care if you disagree with me. It's part of it, you know. I appreciate people going to have a different opinion of me. That's just what life's all about. But I just hope you don't, you know, think I'm an idiot or whatever for having a different opinion to you. So yeah, I thought I'd just to get that off my chest, because I keep seeing loads of it on YouTube and stuff of farmers having little rants and stuff, and we're all getting like it. So I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon and just voice my opinion while I'm sat in the tractor going up and down.